Hello everyone, hope all is well and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be letting you guys choose the products I use today. So last night I put up a bunch of polls on my Instagram so that you guys could vote for which product I should use. So I'm really excited to see how today's look is going to turn out. I put a few risky products in there, so it might be really nice or really weird. We'll see how it goes. I have a good mix of favorites as well as some new things. I have the new Fenty cream products within the bunch. I'm assuming they're gonna be the ones who rise above, so I don't know. I think today's gonna be super fun once again. So before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. So the first products I put head to head were the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow and the Glossier Future Dew, and of course the Glossier Future Dew won with 53%. I go in with 1.5 pumps because 2 is a little bit too heavy for my oily skin, but I love this product so very much. I forgot to put my hair back. I'm gonna have to do that after I apply this. I'm actually happy that this one won today because I am having a little bit of dryness where I have some acne scars that are on the way to being healed. So I think this is the perfect product just to kind of help soothe and super hydrate my skin. So I think that's the perfect thing for that. I'm just gonna put my hair up here. My headbands are in need of a wash, so I'm just gonna use a little scrunchie. I look like the long lost Teletubby or something. Now for my foundation, I put these two up, the Milani Screen Queen, which I've been loving so very much, or the Dior Face and Body, which I haven't used in quite a while. The Dior foundation won with 59%, so that's what we shall be using today. And I am using the shade 1W and apply it with my Royal Langnickel complexion brush. I'm just gonna try to build it up a little bit more in this area. So I'm just taking whatever's left on the back of my hand and kind of bouncing my brush right here just to concentrate whatever pigment and coverage I can right here, which did quite a good job actually. Now that I have that down, I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and just take off whatever excess I have on there. And this just makes more of a skin-like finish in my opinion, and it removes any of the brush strokes that have been left behind. I made an oopsies last night and I slept in my contacts, so my eyes are quite red today. It's not a fun feeling when you wake up with your contacts in. It's disgusting. So there's just the foundation on. I'll zoom you guys in a little bit. It looks really, really nice today. I find that this works the best with either just a moisturizer or something very hydrating underneath, and then it looks absolutely amazing. It literally just looks like my skin, which is really nice. And it looks quite nice over top of my healing breakouts. Like you can still see them, but they're a little bit more corrected and they're not as noticeable. I kind of like that because this just looks like my skin, which is really nice, and I love that. Now I'm gonna move on to concealer. I'm just gonna zoom you out just a little bit. And the concealers I put head to head were the Milk Makeup Blur and Set, no, the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer and the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer. I haven't used this in a minute, and sadly I won't be using it today, so I'll be using the Milk one. The Milk one came on top with 58%, and I'm happy about this because the Milk concealer is one of my all-time favorite concealers. It's just so reliable and it just always looks really nice. So I'm just gonna be using the shade Light underneath there, and I'm gonna be blending it out with my sponge. Wow, okay, this base looks super nice. I really love how it's just kind of like a more natural skin-like texture instead of being on the dewy side. I've been looking for a good combo lately to have this kind of a look because summertime's approaching and I have an oilier skin type, so I like to have something a little bit more on the satin side because by the end of the day I look very dewy. So this might be the new go-to. We'll see how that goes. I really love how this is looking. So now for my powder, I'm surprised. I put the Milk Blur and Set and the Pat McGrath powder head to head, and the Milk one won. I'm surprised that you guys aren't tired of seeing this because I use it in almost every video. So I'm just gonna leave that on when I do my brows. I am going to be doing my brows off camera classically, so please enjoy the brow intermission. Okay, the brows are on and it's now time to move on to bronzer. I gave you the choice of the JULIAA bronzer or the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer, and this one definitely won. And this one won with 78%, so that's a little bit crazy, but I know everyone's really excited about these and so am I. I did end up just ordering one shade, and this is the shade 3 Macchiato. So I'm going to apply it like usual. This is the Sephora Precision Foundation Brush. I have a dupe for it in the description down below. I'm a little bit worried that this is going to be a little bit deep for me, but I heard these were quite sheer, so I feel like it might be fine. Looks like a really nice color. It doesn't pull too orange on me, thank goodness. It has a neutral aspect to it, so that's good. But this is blending out quite nicely. It's quite buildable as well, which is nice. And it does have a very like balmy, luminous texture to it on the skin, which is beautiful. My favorite cream bronzer in my collection before this was the Huda Beauty Tantour, and that has more of a matte finish, which is good for oily skin and such, but this one definitely has a lot of luminance to it. Like when I tilt my head, there's a glow within it, which is beautiful. I'm a big fan of that. So they are quite different from each other in finish, just if you were wondering. But that blends out fantastically. I am really impressed with that so far. It is a beautiful finish, and it just looks like a skin-like finish as well. It just looks very seamless with all the products I have underneath of it. This is looking very promising. I was really nervous that this was going to be too dark, but I think it's like the perfect shade, to be honest. And I like how it's buildable, so you can achieve like a deeper, more chiseled look, or kind of like a sheer, natural, everyday look. Like this would be the perfect no makeup bronzer as well if you applied it a little less than I did today, because it does have that satiny finish and you can achieve many different intensities with it, it seems like. So this, to me, is very exciting. I'm just very pleased. So now for my highlighter, I put the NARS Fauve de France or the Milani Strobe Light Liquid Highlighter, and the NARS Highlighter 1 with 62%. I haven't used this in around a week and I miss it, so I'm just going to be applying it with this brush, if I can find it. This is the Royal Langnickel Complexion Brush, the Balm 38 brush. It is a balm brush. So I'm just going to pick some up with that, and I'm just going to first kind of lay it on in the areas where I want to highlight. And then once I have less product on my brush, I kind of dab it on a towel, and then I do little circular motions so it really blends out and it doesn't make a perfect strip. Kind of hits all those areas, so when you turn your head, there's not any weird patchy bald spots or anything. It just has like an equal amount. Very nice. I'm really loving this complexion so far. So now we're moving on to blush, and I have a Fenty blush and the Tower 28 blush side by side. I picked up only 2 of the cream blushes. I was gonna initially buy 3, but I just chose 2 because I was like, if I don't like the formula, I don't want to have 3 on my hand. But if I enjoy it, I might pick up more because she came out with a bunch of fun shades. The Fenty Beauty blush once again with 66%. This is the Melt Cosmetics 777 brush. It's actually really great for cream blush. So I'm gonna use this one. This is the shade Daiquiri Dip. It's the red blush. It's very intimidating, but I'm hoping that it looks good on the cheeks. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that because it looks very pigmented, and oh, it is. You gotta be super light-handed with this guy, that's for sure. That goes on very pigmented. So I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and kind of bring that down a bit. That is a beautiful color. I am a big fan of that shade. It's gonna be super fun for summer. And you guys already know I'm such a big fan of an intense blush look, so I think I like that. And it does match the consistency of the bronzer, which is nice. It does have that balmy texture. The texture is kind of similar to the Nudies Blooms a little bit, and actually like the perfect mix of the blooms and the mattes together, because it's not so glowy. I'm gonna swatch them side by side on the hand so you can hopefully see the texture. Okay, so here are the 4 blush formulas on here. So this one is the Tower 28 one, so you can see it has more of a glossy sheen, whereas this has a little bit of a matteness to it. And then this is the Nudies Bloom in the shade Tiger Lily Queen, and this is the Nudie Matte in Sunset Strip. So you can see the 4 finishes there. I hope that helped gear the texture. The other shade I picked up was the Fuego Flush, just because it looked quite unique to me. But here's that swatched on me. It's definitely a little bit of a weird blush shade, but I'm down to try it another time. But yeah, that looks stunning. I really enjoy that. Now it's time to move on to the eyes. I gave you the choice between the Dior Backstage eye palette in the shade 003 Amber Lights, or the Baby Got Peach palette from ColourPop, and the ColourPop palette 1, which I'm happy about. I've been wanting to do kind of like a brighter peachy look, and this is like the perfect peachy eyeshadow palette in my opinion. It's so beautiful to look at. I love this palette, and this pressed glitter in here is so pretty, even though that I don't use it because it's not eye safe. I just swatch it every time I open this palette because it is just magical. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Oh wow. I think I'm gonna go into the heart of the palette first, this Centerfold shade, and I'm gonna use that as my crease color. I should have not touched that glitter shade because I have it everywhere and it's somehow on my cheek already. Get out. I'm just gonna build that up with this smaller brush. This is the Royal Langnickel Balm 17 brush. This is a nice smaller blending brush, and I'm going to continue with that Centerfold shade and just try to build that up more in the crease. This is such a beautiful, vibrant, peachy shade. It's one of ColourPop's best eyeshadows in my opinion. It's one of my favorites. So now I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is Ochre. 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 I don't think I've ever done that in my life, but that shade. Continuing with this brush I was just using, and I'm just going to press that on the outer portion. This one's a lot more orangey peachy. It's super cute and vibrant. It's way more vibrant than I was expecting. I actually have a peach tattoo somewhere on my body, and that's how I met my ex-boyfriend. He was a tattoo artist. You could say it was love at first butt grab. Oh my god. But anyways, this is what the look is looking like. I really love those two tones together. I think I'll kind of deepen it up with the deepest shade in this palette, which is Half Baked right here. It's definitely a softer shade. This is gonna be a softer look, that's for sure. So I'm just gonna start it off on the lower portion of my eye here, and I'm gonna kind of feather that up. Actually, I might just keep it on the lower because I feel like it's gonna take away the vibrance of that shade right here. And then I'm gonna take that ochre, I can't even do it, ochre shade once again, and press it right here. And then with that Centerfold shade, I'm just gonna bring that in the inner portion. Cute. Okay, and then for my lid shade, I'm gonna be taking this Get Even shade right here. It's a very beautiful duochrome shade. It has a peach base with a golden shift. I'm just gonna apply that with my finger. And then I picked out some of my pigments. Chose my Starlit Glitter Diamond Powder from Makeup Forever, the one with the green shift. It's the shade 106, or the Sugar Pill Lumi Pigment, and the Sugar Pill Lumi Pigment 1. And this one has like a nice bluey teal reflect to it. I'm going to take a little bit of setting spray and dampen a brush And I'm going to work with whatever's left on the lid here. And I'm gonna use this as my brow bone and inner corner for sure, but I think I'm also going to kind of lay it on top of the center. Oh, that is really cool. It kind of blends into a green with cute. And then I'm just gonna use it as my inner and brow highlight. That just elevated the look so much. It made it a lot more fun and different. So I'm just going to catch this up to speed and I will be right back. This look turned out so fun and vibrant. I'm loving it. Now it's time for mascara, and I put up the ABH mascara or the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes mascara, and the ABH Lash Brag one with 61%, so that is the mascara I will be using on my top lashes, but I'm cheating and I'm using the Glossier Lash Stick for my bottom lashes just because I always do that. So the only thing with this mascara is that the brush is kind of huge, so it's kind of hard to maneuver it around your lashes. You really have to be paying attention to what you're doing or else you're gonna smudge it everywhere. But what I like about it is that it's super quick and it builds up volume very nicely, and it's just very nice and fast, which I enjoy. So here are the eyes all complete. My eyes are so very irritated, but oh my goodness, this is really fun. I was not expecting it to become so vibrant today, and I think my favorite part about it was the blue aspect that we added. I think it just brought this eye look to another level, and I really love how it turned out. So now let's move on to the lips. So I put up some lip liners. I have the Huda Beauty Lip Contour in the shade Bombshell, or the Pat McGrath Labs Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in Contour, and the Pat McGrath Lip Liner one with 53%. So I shall be using that, and I need to sharpen it quick because that is so very dull. Okay, lip liner on, and I'm not sure that that's the right tone for this look, so the lip might be interesting. And now for my lipstick, I had these two options. I was hoping the YSL one would win today because it is more of a peachy shade and I've been loving this formula. But sadly the Nabla lipstick won, and it is kind of a brown shade, but hopefully everything will turn out, we'll see. This Nabla lipstick won with 54%. With this eye look, I don't think that this goes together. It's definitely not the worst ever, but individually I love the lip combo and I love the eye combo, but together they're not friends. And here we are, the final finished look. I really love everything individually. I think the base really pairs nicely with the eyes. Just something about this lip is a little bit too gray toned with these vibrant eyes. I think something a little bit more lightweight would look really amazing with this, but it's just very off. This looks very fall and this is very summery. But other than that, love how everything turned out. The Fenty products blew me out of the water for sure. I was not expecting to love them as much as I do. I was a bit worried with the blush that it was going to be a little bit too sheer and balmy for my oily skin, but it honestly isn't. It looks like the blushes I usually gravitate towards. The bronzer is looking amazing. It's staying on, and I love this tone actually. It's a very nice tone. It's not too red toned. It has a little bit of that yellowy neutral shade, which I always look for in my bronzers, so I'm very impressed with that. I think those are the only new products I tried out in this video, but I think everything looks amazing. I really love the foundation and Future Dew combination. I think it looks like natural skin. Very impressed with everything. So thank you so much for participating. If you did, it was super fun. I want to do more of these. Maybe next time I'll get you to choose my first impressions or something like that. But with that, that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like. It would help me out very much. I will make sure to list all of the products I used in today's video in the description as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.